I've been out to Moscow, Idaho. I got to hang with all that whole group out there. Doug Wilson and his family, Nate Wilson, Gordon Wilson. It was great. But it's good to be back home, ready to get the gears going back on this machine. And I'm trying to knock this one out really fast. So I just found a news article that I thought was indicative of where we're at this week on Trump versus Biden and the new spin by CNN. Let's go to the article. When I look for headlines, okay, I'm looking for things that tell a bigger story than mainstream media means to tell. You know, they're always trying to make Trump look like he's losing and Biden's just the killer instinct, the greatest thinker in the world. And it ends up revealing everything. Here's the headline. See, this is CNN Politics, is what attracted me to it. Biden is up against nostalgia for Trump's first term. The press could use any word, but using nostalgia is not exactly the word that you'd use for like objective truth or absolute hard fact, you know, is what people long for. Going back to those principles of 2020 or 2016, I should say. No, it's just a nostalgia play. That's why we use the nostalgia. We go, oh, it's just a nostalgia play. So I always like calling out journalists when I catch them doing what they're doing, which is, you know, it's a stretch and an exaggeration almost to a point of lying. Probably a lie overall is their intention. Here we go. This is from CNN. So this is the enemy camp, and it's full of nothing but admissions that should make you smile. President Joe Biden is casting the 2024 election partly as a referendum on Donald Trump. But it's a harder card to play now that he's in office. And some voters have warming memories of the former president's chaotic term. Yeah, it was not chaotic in an absolute sense. This goes to show how the ground game can change. That word, that it may have even been chaotic compared to Obama, but compared to Biden, Trump's term was easy sailing. And that's what's happening is people didn't have the imagination of what Biden and the Democrats could do to America. You thought Trump was bad? I got bad news for you. It can get worse. They went in thinking, but we're the good guys, so it can only get better. And then they started seeing it go sour and go south. And so now they're trying to just snow you and go, it really was terrible under Trump, and it really is great under Biden, is what they're trying to pull off on you right now. The presumptive GOP nominee is showing progress in gathering the Republican Party around him as his criminal trial underway in New York fuels his claims he's a victim of political persecution. That's also good news that they're acknowledging that he fuels his claims. He's getting fuel. Here's my favorite ones. Anytime never Trumpers start coming out for Trump, when never Trumpers come out for him, it's not done because they're getting paid money, guys. Not everything is a conspiracy. Some of these people, they really do have a super safe, conservative view of the Constitution, maybe overly safe. Maybe they're not realistic enough to understand what makes people tick, how late in the game it is. But here's even former Attorney General William Barr, Bill Barr, as we know him, who once said Trump shouldn't be near the Oval Office, told CNN he'd back him. So this is what fascinates me, is the amount of mainstream, big, never Trumpers. They're not only going, these court cases are terrible. These are not America. This is a new, terrible banana republic thing. But now they're going, it seems like the best tactic is to support Trump. They're saying this tactically. They have no love for the man. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to love the man. They're just saying, as a tactic, they're admitting what many of us already know, that Trump is the best shot at giving America a few more years of breathing room. If it does collapse, one temporary stopgap would be Trump winning this election, because I don't see what holds back the Democrats if they get the White House again and House and Senate again, that you won't recognize this country anymore. Fine, it'll still be America, Banana Republic America. And the former president met with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis again. These are Trump and DeSantis, old enemies, now uniting under one party, which is smart. It shows a maturity on Trump too. You can't keep beating up Ron DeSantis. Now, Trump's followers will still beat up Ron DeSantis. They'll go like, oh, he's Jeb Bush 2.0. No, Trump is already using DeSantis as an ally. And Ron DeSantis also knows his state of Florida will be worthless if Biden wins. Worthless. They'll come after him. He knows it. They'll throw him in. They'll come up with some cockamamie scheme on how he broke the Constitution because he didn't support enough trans ideology and Black Lives Matter in their curriculum, and off to prison you go. I know that sounds overly simple, other than they're about to do that. They're trying to do that to Trump right now. That overly simple thing. They're trying to throw him in prison. And the former president met with Florida Governor DeSantis, his former GOP primary rival, for several hours on Sunday. At the same time, Biden's still experiencing problems with key sectors in his own coalition, including younger voters, a new CNN poll shows. So apparently younger voters, you can't just go up to them and say, what women's right to choose, is all you're going to lose. And the younger voters, they're not fully buying it, which is interesting. I don't know why the younger voters aren't appealing to Biden. Perhaps because, he's a corpse. He's the exact opposite of what a young living person is. This might be one reason why they don't think they're the same species. Just over 6 months before the election, a volatile political climate is throwing up multiple tests for two flawed candidates. And this is the other thing. See how they're trying to make them look like they're equally flawed? They're interchangeably flawed. Two flawed candidates. People really want to get over these two flawed candidates. Really? And it's hard to pinpoint which issues will be decisive in November. I have one issue that'll be decisive. How about Biden being dead? I don't mean figurative. He could literally go. I'm praying that he lives. I'm praying that Biden lives to November, and I'm praying the Democrats continue to run him. That is not a hard issue to pinpoint which will be relevant, because even if he doesn't die, not being someone who you would hire to manage a pet store, a Petco, you wouldn't want him to manage a yogurt shop. You couldn't trust him with a yogurt shop. Even getting to work, he can't drive himself. They span voter disenchantment with the economy to abortion rights. They keep. They wish. By the way, if Republicans will not fight for the right to life and describe what abortion is, then of course you're going to lose that argument. But don't say, oh, this is an unwinnable argument. No, it's winnable with a different tactic. And the Republicans have not tried that. Perhaps only Marjorie Taylor Greene has shown pictures of what happens on the floor of the House, and just no one else will articulate it. But if they ever came out full steam ahead and said, we're going to abolish this brutal practice, I think we'd get a lot farther than trying to, kind of split the baby, so to speak, with the Democrats and try and go easy on that argument. Okay, I'm going to wrap this episode up. I got more work to do today, but we're just getting warmed up today, guys. We're warming the wheels up here. Don't judge me yet. This is just the start. Trump is in good position. CNN, the best thing they can do is try and snow this thing as nostalgia. And it's not just nostalgia for what Trump did. I have no nostalgia for the good old days of Trump. I want the facts of the good old days, the facts of low unemployment, the facts of not feeling like there is a giant think tank of socialists trying to dismantle my country and completely organize it, attack the family, attack human babies, attack religious freedom. They're on the attack, guys. And it is time for us to fight without a war, without violence. That's what a vote is. So we're going to vote for Trump and then pray for America. I'm Doug in Exile.